Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to another episode of Craft of the Titans. So first up, I want to go ahead and say, I know this episode's out a day later, and all the episodes are going to be kind of messed up this week, and the order and timing and everything like that. It's all messy. The reason being, if you don't keep up on Discord and stuff, if you recall a while back, I did a short series on IC2 Classic, and then our server died and everything, and then I had to move, and I just didn't manage to find the time to get back on the new server and all that for a new series on that. But the mod is going to be releasing. Don't quote me on this because problems can arise, but it's slated to release on Saturday. So I've been working on a spotlight series for you guys for when that comes out, and been working with Spiker, and the other day we got in there and we did a bit of building and got a nice area set up for the spotlight and everything, and then I've been doing a bit of recording and all of that. You may have seen I posted a teaser for the opening yesterday. Barring any kind of issues, that should all come out on the weekend alongside the public release for the mod. Anyways, since last episode, I'm actually about a third of the way at the moment through the next build video. So that's what's going on in here. It's in the middle of being worked on. I did get the floor done here, and I'll take you guys actually downstairs. I will say it's actually we can go to the floor below this because that links into the top floor. I'll show you that. But anyways, it's in the middle of being worked on, so it's not totally finished, but we got the floor done at the moment during the build video, and that's what it looks like so far. I actually quite like it. And the idea here is, can I actually slip through this? I don't know for sure. Not exactly. That's fine, because this episode, we're going to get elevators set up, at least started. They won't all be set up, because I don't have the resources to set up all of them. But we'll get elevators started and get working on that. But this is actually going to be the second floor, and I'm sure you can guess that right here there's going to be steps on each side and everything. So this room is in the middle of, it's under construction, let's say. Also, I did a bit of stuff with the farms down below. We'll get into that later. I also set up some farms over in the magic, where our Ars Magica and Blood Magic stuff is. There's a couple of farms over there set up. And I got a couple other farming stations set up because after this episode, I'm probably going to set up some additional farms. I was about to head out, and then, of course, a blood moon sets in. Yeah, this blood moon is starting to end. So we're going to head on over to our dungeon that we found, that green dungeon. That's going to be our first objective today, is working on that, going through that dungeon. After that, we're going to get into just a little bit of auto crafting, a little bit of auto processing. We're also going to set up a system to do something with those seeds that we're getting in from our farms, connect our farms properly to our refined storage system, and assuming that we have the time, we'll probably do a bit more with the cobble works, and I also want to set up the elevators this episode. Elevators for sure, refined storage for sure, and dungeoning for sure. Possibly, and the farms for sure, but possibly cobble works. Mainly getting glass and some things like that put in is kind of my objectives. Alright, we are here. So, let me actually check something here really quick. I'll tell you what. Before we tackle this, I'm going to buff up my armor because we should have skills that can be put onto this. So we're going to take Enlightened on all of our pieces, I do believe. And by the way, we will not be using the Pac-Man pet within this dungeon due to the fact that... I'm going to remove that. Due to the fact that it's been removed from the pack as like a quest reward and stuff. And there's no... From what I understand, there's no way to get it. Without cheating now. We still have it since it's still part of the pack and everything, technically, but I'm going to avoid using it due to the fact that it's no longer included by default. So, I feel like it's a little bit more fair to do that. Tell you what, I am going to grab all that iron and that black quartz. And I guess while I'm at it, I'll take these prosperity shards as well. Okay. Luckily, I just put my ender pouch away, and then he decided to come up. But yeah, hopefully this goes smoothly. I've heard, you know, within the comments and stuff from you guys, that these dungeons, these green ones, are actually pretty tough. So, we shall see. This is all armor plus blocks. Actually, I want you, in case you have wings. We're also pretty well at max difficulty now, it looks like. It looks like there could possibly be just a little bit more. Oh. Okay. That was a mimic chest. But it was weird, because normally I think they allow you to open them, but that one did not. Okay. What is... I wonder if that could be like an end dungeon. Because it sure looks like the bottom of one, doesn't it? Oh, do we not get a broken spawner for that? That's strange. I'm gonna grab that chest. Also, another thing I would love to get up and going today, assuming that we have the time, since really it's not gonna take that long to do it. There's nothing in these spawners. I wonder if it has to do with the fact that we had found this dungeon and loaded this dungeon, and then there was like changes to it, because I know the spawners and stuff were changed in addition to other things. So, well, it seems like there's a spawner around here somewhere spawning blitzes. I feel like. I mean, there's a fair few oh, there's a blitz spawner. So some of these spawners are just like really wonky. Unless they're spawning maybe dark mages. I could see that, because I mean there's a lot of dark mages in this area, but I don't know. I'm gonna grab these chests. Oh. Hey! Oh, these bone knights. Double chest pet, slime seeds, signalum, creeper seeds, jump paper, power paper. Throw all this stuff into there. Also today I want to set up a way, like basically just our loot bag opener, and connect it into our refined storage system, because I think that would be a useful addition, right? Royal chest, copper seeds, redstone seeds. Already got like all those crafting table pet, decorative azathoth, wither chest. Tell you what, I was expecting a little bit more resistance through here. Iron golem pet. There's really not a lot of spawners though either. I know that the number of spawners, if I recall correctly, it was like decreased in the most recent poison trap. In those like recent slew of patches. I would like to know where those guys are coming from. Oh, Ender Dragon leggings. Those, if you wear the full set, you get flight. How do those go up against? They're not quite as good as our Hunter Dragon stuff, but for flight, if I pulled the full set from here, I would be wearing it. Honestly. Darkstone cobblestone there. Tell you what, I'm actually curious. I think I'm more curious as to what's above us than what's in here at this point. I don't know if there's anything, because like crackstone bricks isn't something that's just like naturally spawns in the world, you know. There's some kind of a dungeon or something up there. All these like empty spawners. Nether quartz, redstone alloy, glowstone. I actually just planted glowstone and redstone seeds. But we already had them, and then they spread pretty quickly. Okay. What was that? Night vision paper, gold seeds. I figure if we clean up these chests as we go, for one, I can use the chest because I'm about to get started with our storage drawers. Oh, 6 common runes, Visaline pellets. I'm about to get started on drawers. If you notice, I had a framing table up there. I haven't actually started on the drawers because I was kind of figuring out what color, you know, pieces and stuff like that I want to use and all of that. So we get some nice looking drawers to go with our room. Okay. That one's got to go. Empty fuel rod. RF converter. Common runes. I mean, it's not terrible loot. I will say this dungeon, I wonder if this dungeon's technically supposed to be easier than our last dungeon, because I feel like the loot in this one isn't as good. Unless that has to do with, like, the conversions and stuff that were done. I'm actually grabbing all this Darkstone Cobblestone because it makes life a little bit easier for me, because I do need this stuff for building purposes. Oh, there's a chest down here. Almost missed this one. Cursed Earth. In a chest. Hey! Ah! What did I... There it is. I was hitting like all kinds of wrong buttons trying to kill that thing. Whoops. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I don't have my my right sword on me. Okay, where's it at? There it is. Ah! I hate these guys. I hate them with a passion. I wonder what this does against him. There we go. That's a bit better, actually. Maybe I should have been using that. I mean, at the same time, I don't want to just eat through all my bullets because I don't have a ton of them. I will say, like, now that we're gonna get gunpowder farming going. Like right after this.
These nuts. Ha! Got him!
Yep, you got me. Oh my gosh. That's the mana creeper right there. Those aren't as bad. Iron shield prop. Like a decorative iron shield or something? I don't know. Okay, what is... Aha! This is one of those... These dungeons, they're weird. Usually they're filled with stuff, too. Like, mobs, anyways. I remember coming across these once before. There's, like, a floor up there that we gotta get up to. Okay, it looks like the mobs are all coming from up here, so... It's kind of interesting we had one of these dungeons tied into that Armor Plus green dungeon. Haha! Okay. Okay, I think we're almost there. Yeah. That's what we're looking for. Zombie spawner. I'm going to go ahead and just full clear this, because I don't know if we're going to have more spawners up here. I don't know if the spider spawner's above me. Okay, no, there was just spiders that spawned. Anti-skeleton. What is this? What is this? Okay. You died. What is this? What is this dungeon? This is different than the one I was thinking it was. Oh, more bat wings. I will need those in the nearish future. Oh. We've got a few of these capacitors, these weird ones. Diamantine. Alpha Knowledge Tome. I've actually already got those. We have to kill an Alpha Dragon. Actually, if I recall, I think we can pop it before we kill an alpha dragon, but there's really no point in it because the armor is going to be useless until we kill an alpha dragon. So. Oh. How's my armor? Oh, my legs. I don't like it. Do not like it. Okay, that's where we were looking up and saw that room down below. So, Shadow Gem Shards, I will definitely take those. Now, I'm not 100% sure what mod this is from. I know it's not Abyssalcraft. Because of the fact that I've ran into these dungeons back when I was on Qantas, and Qantas did not have Abyssalcraft. So I'm sure that it's not Abyssalcraft, but I'm actually not for sure what mod adds these. We could never figure it out before when we were on the server. I mean, I guess a bit of like sleuth work, actually looking through all the mods and stuff, all the mod pages. We probably find it, but we didn't actually find it. What is this? Dragon Breath. We've already got that. We're looking for Dragon Strike. That's what we need. Okay. Not bad loot though. I mean, especially with an ender pouch setup. Just take everything. That's what we do. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go to the left then because there's a bunch of mobs coming from this place. Sometimes that just doesn't hit right. I got slowness. Medium energy, RF converter, electrum seeds. We got a sheep pet, more glowstone seeds, diamond seeds. Wow, I will definitely take those. Oh no, not you guys. It's funny because we've cleared a bunch of the dungeon and now we're getting more resistance than before. Like from the mobs and stuff. It's kind of bizarre. I don't know what they're fighting over there, but they're fighting something. Ice paper. Nothing. Okay, back along this way. We had to run off before, right? Because that zombie king. Tell you what, if we needed green armor plus blocks, this would be the place to get them. But I don't honestly think we're going to be using those for anything, needing those. So, level 8 battle axe now. Ooh, what do we got back here? Go ahead and break that because I'm still not 100% sure if that's actually spawning something, like maybe the dark mages or something. Oh, there's a whole nother section here. Hey! Hi! I better not have broke that chest. Ventium. I actually got Ventium seeds planted. I'm not too worried about that right this second. Man, I gotta figure out where all these mobs are coming from behind us. There's just so many of them. Draconic cores, glowstone seeds. We got a ghast pet, enderman heads. I'll tell you what, managing all these items, so much easier now than it was before. No, like all it is blitzes through here. No, you don't. No. That's gotta go. So what do we got in this one? This is just, yeah, that's all junk. Obsidian seeds. I will definitely take those. I do want to plant those because I think we're going to do obsidian seeds instead of actually having like obsidian gin. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know for sure because... Oops. That was Skeletron was his name. There you go, witch. I hate witches because they'll poison you. Legendary with Unbreaking 2 on that headpiece. Not bad. Yeah, I will say, I mean, the loot in here is not as good as that first dungeon we did it all. So I think, I kind of feel like this is like a lower difficulty dungeon or something. Either that or just the changes they made to the dungeons. I didn't think that it affected loot, really. I just know it affected spawners. What's back here? Okay, this leads back to the beginning. Go, Invar seeds. Ah! Okay, and I think we've been through all of this. So yeah, we've gone full circle around this. Is there anything in here by chance? No. There's a place back over in this direction, right? So if we go through here, because I remember I turned around to figure out where all those mobs are pouring in from behind us. So back in here. Ooh. Endo chest pet, I hear you. I love the fact that this axe is an axe and a weapon, you know. Whoa! Just creepers for days here. Where'd you even come from? Okay, that's all back where we came from. What we got here? Low energy converter. And we got, is that Manualin? Yeah, it's another Manualin helmet. We've already got one of those, so. Nether chest. Derium seeds. I'll take those. No, stop it. Guardian leggings, glass chest, another sponge pet. Okay, that's just lava over there. I hear so many mobs like killing each other. I was wondering what that was, but yeah, this place, I mean, the other place had like the, you know, the Dreadium blocks and stuff like that. This place has got to be like lower difficulty or gauged for like lower difficulty stuff. And that's the end of the dungeon, so that actually wasn't too bad. I mean, my armor needs repairing, but I did get some good levels on this axe. 3 ability tokens. We could get soulbound. Honestly, I'll probably get something else like chained would be nice. Bloodlust. Okay, so I guess we'll just head on back then, because it seems, if I can figure out where I'm at, there we are. That seems to be everything. So yeah, that dungeon is a bit of fun. I mean, I'm going to come back here for all this darkstone cobblestone. I mean, I guess I could grab a bunch of it while I'm standing here, but honestly, I wouldn't mind, like, getting a quarry and running the quarry over it or something. But realistically, if we just start Abyssalcraft and do just a little bit of Abyssalcraft, we'll have plenty of that stuff. So, okay, there's actually a temple right here, like a jungle temple. So, might as well check this out while we're here. Alright, tell you what, I'm going to take the dispenser. It's got a biome crystal in it. And this one's got just a bunch of arrows and stuff. Alright, what do we got? Rib bones. Impossibly hard wheat sticks. Teleportation wand. Okay, it's not terrible. And back in here, we've got sticky pistons and the like. So I'll definitely take those. This is how I do jungle temples. Like, there's really no point in doing all their little puzzles and stuff. You just kind of fake your way through them. What do we got here? Hunter Knowledge Tome, Ice Plains. A few more of these capacitors. I'll definitely take those. And we got Potion Wand, Moving Wand, all that good stuff. Not bad, actually. For just a quick little stop there. Alright, and we should have plenty of chests now to do a bit of drawers later on. Like during the speed build. I'll figure out, like I said, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what colors I want to use. A lot of it's going to be compacting drawers, which aren't fun to make in this pack. They're a little bit more expensive, but anyways, I'm going to head on back to the base. Alright, here we are. I love this approach now, especially like that white, all that like light gray really makes it all pop. I need to come back out here and finish this. I'm just kind of waiting because we're getting fairly close to getting creative flight, but I've got plenty of things to do like outside of just working on that. I've got plenty of building and stuff that needs done on the interior and different things, so that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. But anyways, I think the first thing I want to do is let's go ahead and do our bag opener. Okay, so what we're going to want is just an exporter thing. That's a construction core. Okay, so there's our exporter. And then, which this is subject to move. This may be moved in our build video. But the thing is, I have a fair few of these loot bags. Well, not as many as I thought, but still a few. And so what I'm going to do is just grab all these, and then let's get some... I guess actually we'll get an importer. Let me grab basic processors I've got being made. So the importer and exporter. And then what we can do is, which this will be useful, especially in the very near future, we're going to get a mob grinding system set up. This will be very useful for that as well. But we'll just put our bag opener there. We're going to throw an exporter on it. Oh yeah, these aren't multi-part. And we'll say, you know, export all the common bags, uncommon bags, that and that. Those all get thrown into there. And then we'll just put an importer on this, like right there. And get a piece of cable. And there we go. It's starting to import the stuff. It's importing the string right now, and there's seeds and all that stuff. So basically our bags will get thrown in there, and then everything will just get opened and then thrown into our system. I'm not too worried about seeing every single thing before it comes in. By the way, I can't remember. Is 1.10, do they have the filing? They do not have the filing cabinets. Okay. I wanted to say that was extra utilities or something, wasn't it? Or maybe that was bibliocraft. I can't recall. Alright, and the next thing I want to do is let's get into Reborn storage. Okay, so Reborn storage, there's basically 4 items that you're going to use for this. That is the crafting storage, the crafting CPU, the crafting frame, and there's also a heat conductor. So we're going to grab that. And basically this is, if you recall AE1, there was the big multi-block CPUs that you created, or you built to do all your crafting, like to hold all your patterns and all that stuff. That's basically what Reborn storage is, and that is the auto crafting within this pack. So what we're going to do is I believe the max size is 16 by 16 by 16 or something like that. Fairly large, but I think we're going to put ours maybe... I tell you what, I'm probably going to eventually put it up there, like out of the way, because these things are just big and clunky. But I think for right now I'm going to put it kind of to show you as an example and get something set up so we can have some auto crafting. I think I'm going to put it right here. Okay, and then eventually I'll move it up and it'll be a little bit more out of sight then. But basically what we need to do is we need to do all the borders out of crafting frames. So we're just going to do this big 5x5 by... Can I do by 5? Yeah, that'll fit perfect. Okay. So that's what we're going to do is a big 5x5 by 5. Okay, I actually made this side a little bit too long here. So we'll do just like this. That should be big enough. That's actually probably going to be big enough for a little while. But then we're going to do heat conductors on the sides of this then, like the interior sides. This is basically to, I guess, let heat in and out, you know. Kind of like a CPU on a computer, right? And we'll go ahead and close this stuff off. Now the interior, we have to do combinations of crafting storage and crafting CPUs. And basically what it is storage is going to increase the amount of patterns that you can keep inside of this thing, and CPUs are going to make it faster with crafting those patterns. So I think what we're going to do is we have 27 blocks. We're probably going to do like that. Then we're going to, the rest of this is going to be crafting storage. I think will be okay. And so then we can just close this off with our crafting frames, and there we go. If we click on it, you can see there's 18 pages of recipes that we can store in this thing. Not that big. So realistically, what we'll do is whenever we build the bigger ones, we're going to put a lot of CPUs into those. And I know there's like a lot of spam here, as you can tell. There's a lot of spam here. Well, I guess it updates and it changes the spam, but it'll say like block's not valid. You can't put that there. But just in my experience, just kind of ignore it. It's, as long as you know what you're doing. Crafting frames on the outer sides, heat conductors, yeah, that's what it is. Heat conductors on the, like the interior parts of the sides, I guess, and like not the framing, and then just put your CPUs in your storage, however you want to do that, on the inside. So now we can just plug this thing up real quick. I think, okay, nothing can spawn through here. So then we'll just plug our cables into it. Just like that. And now we can set ourselves up some recipes. So let's go to our pattern grid. And I think the first recipe that I'm going to teach it is, so blank patterns. We'll go ahead and teach it that. And, oh, you know what? We've actually got part choosers, I believe. Yeah, and then okay, we'll just do that actually. We'll do part choosers, and then we'll get some paper. And there we go. There's like a stack of patterns. So we're going to teach it that recipe, I think. So we'll say part chooser and paper. There's that. Also paper, let's go ahead and teach it that. I think for right now I'm going to use the sugarcane recipe. We have plenty of sugarcane, so there you go. There's that. And then what we can do is we can just put this into our crafting frame. So there's how to make paper and patterns. And so now if we come over here, let's say we wanted paper. How much paper do I have? I have 20 pieces of paper. Okay, we can craft paper. Let's order a stack of paper. And there we go. We got a stack of paper. You'll notice with those CPUs, it's fairly quick. Now, if you order big bulk things, you know, we're going to want to expand that and make it faster and add more storage and stuff. But realistically, 18 pages of recipe storage, that's a lot of recipes. I believe you get a page per crafting storage, just to give you an idea. So these things, I mean, you could have so many pages with this if you wanted to. So that's pretty much it. We have auto crafting. I just have to add a bunch of recipes to it and stuff. Alright, so now we got that set up. Now, auto processing, I'm going to wait till next episode to do auto processing, I think, just because I want to get stuff where it's going to permanently stay within this room. Because I decided this room's actually going to be 3 floors. Since we've got these giant multi-blocks and different things, I'm just going to make it 3 floors, and, you know, then we'll have some auto crafting, auto processing, storage, all that stuff within here. So that should work out nicely, I think. But the next thing that I want to do is really quickly, let's do just one quick quest here, and I believe it's right here, the Solium Dagger. And Maverick 3020 actually brought it up on the last episode that I should do this quest first because we're going to get creeper seeds from this. So what we're going to need is we're going to need to make ourselves our Solium Dagger. Now this just takes Mystical Tool Rod. Tell you what, let me bring it up in here. Mystical Tool Rod, not a problem. And then we're also going to need some of these Solium Ingots. This is basically just smelting Solium Dust. Solium Dust is Soul Dust, and Prudentium Soul Dust is smelted Soulstone. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ourselves just a bit of this Soulstone. I can't remember. I think we have to turn it to actual Soulstone and then smelt it again. So there we go. And then, let's see. Blah, Solium Dagger. We're going to need to make this stuff. So 2 of those is enough, and then we'll go ahead and smelt that up real quick. There's our solium ingots, and then we can get our... oh, does it have to be on the left side? Okay, it does have to be on the left side. Alright, so there's our solium dagger. Now we can turn this in and get an upgraded version. So there we go, and we get the solium dagger with sharpness 20 on it. So instead of having 7 attack damage, now has 17.5. It's much better. And we get a bunch of growth accelerators. I need to actually take all of our growth accelerators because we have a bunch. 113. I'm actually going to put those in my inventory just so I remember to set those up after this episode. But anyways, next up in that quest line... oh, we actually... I'm trying to get down to there. Okay, so we need infusion crystal, inferium seeds, and base crafting seeds. Sounds like it's starting to storm outside. That's why I keep looking back over there. So the infusion crystal, this is a structure void or diamantine crystal. And if we go with that, we need refined redstone. Oh, I don't know. Honestly, both of these are really cheap. Let me see. Because I've got, right here, I've got diamantine crystal blocks from that dungeon. Honestly, I think that's probably cheaper. So I think we're going to go with that recipe. Because this refined redstone, that's not expensive at all. So there we go, infusion crystal. They have the same amount of use. Yeah, they have the same amount of uses. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to need those base crafting seeds. So that's just seeds around that. We're going to need 16 of these. And then we just need inferium seeds. We have a tier 4 inferium crop, but no inferium seeds. We have 1,000 inferium. Okay, our tier 1 inferium seeds. There we go. So we're going to need 16 of these as well. There's that, and that quest is completed. There's 16 more growth accelerators. I like how they're like really stocking us up on those. Of course, we already have, you know, blood magic, of course. Next up, we need 6 tier 2 inferium seeds. Okay, that's not a problem. This requires tier 1 and prudentium. I am going to need some more prudentium essence, so... There we go, there's a bunch of that. And we needed 6 of these. Correct. So there's 6 of those. And we'll go ahead and turn that quest in. There's more growth accelerators. And then right here we have a quest to get 4 creeper chunks. And we're going to get 2 creeper seeds and 4 growth accelerators. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I know we actually have creeper seeds in here, but I figured we'd go ahead and run through that quest. Plus all these growth accelerators, I mean, it's worth it, right? Plus, we want to complete all the quests anyway, so... Oh, I hate that. I wish these would stop. I can't remember. Does anybody happen to know if there's a way to stop those things from spawning? Like, is there, like, some kind of meteor shield or something like that? Because those are going to get annoying. Like, super quick. But, alright, we are on the lookout. I'll tell you what, I'm going to... I saw you for a second. Go ahead and grab that. And we'll see if we can find ourselves 4 creeper chunks. Okay. Here comes another creeper. Fingers crossed. There's a creeper chunk. Okay. No. Ah. Afraid that was going to happen. I pulled out the wrong weapon. There's 2 creeper chunks. Okay, now we're actually getting in luck. I was about to give up and just, like, wait. It's a 20% drop chance, but... Okay, well, I ended up coming up. I got 3 creeper chunks. I'll try to get the last one later. My armor needs repairing and stuff, and I've got to get that going. Plus, my my chest is locked up, and I'm not sure what's locking it up. I did die a couple times. One time was just trying to get back to where I died at, but... Playing with creepers is never the safest thing in the world to do. Even though it was actually aqua creepers that killed me, of all things. But I have no actual clue what's going on here. The importer's plugged up. I mean, everything's the exact same way, and suddenly it stopped working. One of the many reasons I love refined storage so much. There we go. Break it and replace it, and then it starts working just fine. Oh no, I don't want to put that up. Anyways. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm going to throw those chunks in there for the time being. And yeah, we'll go ahead and set up our creeper seeds since we do have... I think I threw them into here, but... yeah, we got 2. Honestly, 2 is more than enough because our farming stations multiply them. So, it won't take long before that farm is filled out. Just starting with 2, even 1 seed would be okay. Getting, you know, a full farm's worth of those seeds isn't really that important in my experience. Alright, so basically right down here where the dye seeds used to be, we're going to put our creeper seeds into there. And we'll get those growing. And I can actually go ahead and just expand this. Because this stuff's pretty well set how it's going to stay. So we'll just go ahead and bring these out. Now really, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go around to the other side. And we'll pull these out a little bit. Now we basically have just this big block of growth accelerators. But, I mean, they give them to you like they're going out of style, you know, in this pack. So, might as well use them. I gotta try to get out of this place now. And chances are, before long, yeah, see, it just harvested a seed. I don't know, doesn't look like it got an extra one that time, but there is a fairly good chance that it gets extras whenever it harvests, so might as well let that run. Okay, and now, really, really quickly, before we do the elevators, let's get one other thing that I want to get right now. Well, we're going to get the wireless grid real quick. I think we've got... let's see, what do I need? Machine casing. Grid. Wireless grid. Oh, yeah. Okay, there's our wireless grid. Yay! And now we just need to get the wireless transmitter thingy. This right here, the wireless transmitter. This requires another machine casing. Let me just make a stack of this stuff. I don't know why I keep just making small amounts. I need a bunch of it. And then I think that's everything we need for the wireless transmitter. So we'll just plug this up. I'm just going to put it right here. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get some boosters. They are range upgrades. That's Ender Pearl, Redstone, and upgrades. We'll go ahead and get... I'll go ahead and get 4 of these, and then its range upgrade is, okay, Ender Pearl and Redstone. I'm not 100% sure if this will cover the entire base, since it is, you know, it is fairly large, but, go. I don't know. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I'm gonna look online and see if I can figure out something, but I mean, if worse comes to worse, I can always, like, throw the items into a trash can and just cheat in the upgrades. But I don't know for sure if it's intended to not be craftable, or, you know, maybe there's something that isn't showing up in any eye. Maybe it's only from a drop or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, let's go ahead and work on our elevators. So what we're going to need is, I guess I could type it in here, Ars Magica. I'm actually going to want this obelisk. It requires some chiseled, or some... does it have to be chiseled stone bricks? I think it does, but I think I have some of those from the Jungle Temple. So we'll go ahead and get ourselves an obelisk. I'm just going to start with 1 for right now. And then we're going to need our crystal wrench. Okay, I've got everything. I've been grabbing some of those flowers as I spot them. Not all of them, because they're all over the place, honestly. So our obelisk, our crystal wrench, and then, let's see. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and grab an ender chest set. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have this pumped into an ender chest. It's a little bit easier to set it up around the base because we're going to need elevators all over the place, right? And I can't remember the range on these obelisks. So what we're going to do is we're going to have that. Well, let's get an exporter. And I'm going to, after this episode, I'm going to make recipes for all this stuff. I just feel like I don't want to do like a ton of recipes on camera because I feel like it's redundant and boring. Processing's a little bit different, but just standard recipes, there's really no point in that. For right now, let me get... tell you what, let me just get purple dye. That's going to be the color that we're going to use for our Ars Magica stuff for our elevators. And we're just going to put the ender chest there. We're going to put our exporter onto that. And let's go ahead and color this purple, purple, purple. That's going to be the color. And then what I want to do is, to that ender chest, I want to pump out Ventium dust. Now right now we don't have a lot of it, but I do have seeds set up. And I went ahead and bred those so that we have a bunch of them. So now if I throw this in here, there's really no point in doing acceleration cards. Because we're not going to be consuming that much Ventium dust to run these elevators. And we'll get the farm set up in just a moment. I will say that in the next speed build video, you'll see I'm going to set up some drawers, and that's where we're going to store the essence, and we're going to store Ventium and stuff like that, and have it, able to be crafted, because we've got this big thing. We might as well just craft it on demand, kind of thing. I think is what we're going to do, using all of our essences, because a lot of those have multiple recipes and stuff like that. Also, I have woods. Yeah, I have wood seeds, so I'm probably going to set wood up in that tower as well. Now that I think about it, that way we can have wood on demand, as well. So. Alright, and then what we're going to do is let's grab some of this dreadstone, and I think, or do I want to use the black bricks down here? I think I want to use the blackstone bricks down here. Actually, I'll tell you what. We're going to break that off. We're going to put dreadstone there, and in the next speed build video, we're going to work, hopefully, assuming I have time, because there's a lot of stuff. Basically, what my goal is in the next few episodes, I want to get this whole tower filled out. The top's going to be refined storage. We've got some power stuff, and we'll continue adding to this stuff. But I want to get these floors kind of done in this tower. Then we'll move to the magic tower and work on that, and then we'll work on some of the other sub-towers, and then the main tower, and try to start cleaning some of these up and, getting things finalized on them and stuff. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to have it like that, and in the next speed build video, we're going to clean this up and add probably glass, I think, to this, is my plan. I'm working on the speed. Actually, we don't need this here. I don't know what I'm thinking. I actually forgot a block because it's over in the main tower. Let me go grab that real quick, because I crafted one a while back. You guys may have seen it, so if you were paying attention, it was at the end of an episode, a couple episodes back. I actually had one of these, and I set it down as kind of like a teaser, if you guys caught it. Or an Easter egg. I don't know. I guess Easter egg of what we're going to do for elevators. Because if you recall, originally I was going to use RF tools for elevators. But then I decided to change my original idea. Since this base is going to have a lot of magic, I like a lot of magic within it and everything. I decided to switch and go with the slipstream generator from Ars Magica, because for one, it's a fun elevator. It's something a little bit different, and it's very magic based. Now, we may still use some RF tools elevators somewhere within the base. We'll see. But I do quite like these slipstream generators, and they're a lot of fun to ride on. So we're going to put our slipstream generator right there, and then what we're going to do is let's set up our obelisk. And I think this first one, basically we're going to have obelisks just around the base, sitting around, and they're going to power all of our Ars Magica stuff, and, for our elevators especially. But I think we'll put this obelisk, we're going to put our ender chest down right there. I will spruce this up. I just got to figure out, how I want to do it and stuff. It's all a work in progress. So now we have access to our Ventium dust, and what we're going to do is just pump this over into the obelisk. And the obelisk will basically burn up Ventium dust. You'll see it gets this really cool effect on it, and it's basically creating energy, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our crystal wrench, shift right click it, it's going to turn green. And you can see, well, we got mana regen too. I think that's from touching the obelisk. It gives us a boost. But we'll just right-click the, oh, no path was found between the selected nodes. Okay. So maybe instead what I'll do is I'll put the obelisk, like, right here. I mean, these things look good enough. It's not really a problem. I can make it work. So then shift right-click, pairing successful. I'll tell you what, I might be able to even put it down in there. Yeah, pairing successful. Okay. And I mean, this floor is really just a farm floor. It's not, we're not going to be down here like at all once this is all done. So, okay, so pairing was successful. And then what I can do is I can set up our ender chest right here, attach the item conduits. insert, extract, throw the Ventium in there, because it's going to have to recharge itself. Now what I can do is, if I step on the slipstream generator, you can see like there's little like effects there. If I look up, there we go. It sends us up. I want to see actually, that takes us all the way up. That's perfect. Because this is going to have steps that go up from this floor. So that actually was not planned. I wasn't sure that that would be enough, but I am happy to see that it is. It does go just right for these towers. So if I step off on this and look up, you notice the slipstream generator will kick in. If I look down, it's going to send us down. And so that's why I got those Ventium seeds and got those planted, is because of the fact that we're going to need a lot of using this as our elevators. I mean, I will say this stuff does not eat through Ventium to run the elevators very fast at all. It's very, very minute amount of power. But since we've got that, and we've got Ventium, we'll always have Ventium on hand. We don't have to worry about our elevators shutting off on us, which is great. Now next up, what I want to do is let's go ahead, let's get our Ender. Actually, you know what I need first? I need a crafting card. It's not, what is it called on here? Crafting upgrade. This is a crafting table, redstone, and an upgrade. Fingers crossed this actually works. That does not work either. Okay, now this is actually getting very frustrating. I'll tell you what it probably is. It's probably that bug that we encountered just a minute ago. Refined storage, I hate you so much. Okay, let me grab those upgrades. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. This, I run into this problem like every time I use refined storage. It feels like stuff just stops working and I gotta break it and replace it, and I can't just have a system that just works. Alright, so let's get these range upgrades crafted. Cool. Thanks for all the meteors. Okay, so there's that. I get so frustrated by refined storage. Like, it feels like every time I use it, I just get so frustrated with it. It just makes me want to scream. Okay, so now we have 48 blocks. That's, you know, that's radius. It's not diameter. So 48 blocks that we can use around this wireless transmitter. And it's easy to expand this. Like, I could put one downstairs because we already have a network receiver down there. Just throw down another wireless transmitter, and then there's another 48 blocks. I mean, it's very easy to expand that if it doesn't cover the entire base. So let's go ahead and put a crafting card into our exporter. And that doesn't do anything for us right this second. But what I want to do now is I want to get an ender chest. Let's go ahead and throw our wireless grid into there. There we go. It's charged. Does it reach? Oh yeah, I haven't linked it yet. Let me, I'll link that in just a second, I think. So there's some obsidian. And then here we go. Woo! I love it. I'm gonna put glass around it so like we can't like fall off the edge, like out of it or anything like that. And then there'll be like openings in the glass where you can step out onto each floor, you know, if you're going to a specific floor. But alright, so there's our ender chest, and then let's get this wireless grid linked. Yeah. So we'll just, oh yeah, it's the controller. Shift right click on the controller. There we go. Now we can access all of our items from this wireless grid. Okay, let's head on over to the other farms then. But I'd like to go ahead and get Ventium production going, and then we're going to get set, because there's actually a machine that we're going to need to make more slipstream generators. Because slipstream generators actually require air essence to run. There's 3 different ways that you can get air essence in the pack, and one of them is crafting it, which is the way that we're going to do it. The next way is there's a small, and it's, from what I recall, it's a very, very small chance. Whenever you kill the air elemental, you can actually get air essence from him. You'll always get 1, but that's just enough to fight him again. But you have a very small chance to get, I think, 2. It's not very common from what I recall. And then you can also get it from loot bags, which is where I originally got my first one. But here's our Ventium. Yeah, see, we've got a bunch of Ventium right here. And I'll tell you what, actually, let's go down here. And all these are linked together. All the item conduits connect together. Then there's a basic capacitor bank here with a flux point below it that's tapped into it that connects to our power system. But what we're going to do is let's just put a ender chest, and I guess we're just going to put it right here. That's fine. And we're going to say that you can insert all your items in there. You can see all these essences. Dye essence, glowstone essence, Ventium, and that fertilized essence is all going in there. And then what we're going to do is... I'll tell you what, can I... My wireless grid, I'm sure... Yeah, it won't reach. Okay. I was going to grab wood seeds and go ahead and plant those because I am going to want wood essence. I was hoping that we'd get the creosote setup going this episode. I don't think it's going to happen. But that's probably going to be the first thing that we do next episode is get creosote in place. There we go. But yeah, let's go ahead and throw in some wood seeds into this so that this can start running and, you know, multiplying our number of wood seeds and everything. And then now we're good to set up our Ventium setup. So honestly, I mean, we got a fair amount of Ventium just in the time it was multiplying those seeds. I don't have any kind of fears at all regarding Ventium at the moment. I think we'll have plenty of it. My elevators still aren't completely usable because my floors aren't finished on each floor, but it'll get there, I promise. Alright, so now what I want to do is just really quickly, let's set up a recipe for this Ventium essence. If we do... is it not like that? There we go. It's 8 of them, and it's going to give you 8 Ventium dust. We'll encode that. We'll throw it into here. And now... this should be crafting. I'm sure it is. It's probably going straight into the obelisk, maybe. Go! You have a crafting upgrade. Now craft. I swear. I hate this refined storage. I hate it. Let me try something. Okay? Because I'm thinking it's possible that it's not going to work unless we have that refined storage crafter. So we're going to try making one of these and putting the recipe into that. We'll throw in our Ventium dust recipe. And now is it crafting? Cool. No, it's not. That's awesome. I'll tell you what, if there was Ventium in here, would it ship that out? Yeah, it ships that out just fine. It just... it refuses to craft it. Alright, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take this crafter tier 1 that we've got. We're just going to plug it up right there. And then we're going to put our exporter down. I'm just going to put it right here. Okay. And let's grab our Ventium essence. And we'll just put it onto there. There we go. It's going to export it. And then we'll just teach this a recipe. Just like that. That makes Ventium dust. And there we go. So it's pumping it into there, you know, to the output. And then what we can do is we can set our item conduit. Okay, I was about to crash or something. We'll say extract. We're going to throw our ender chest down right here. We'll say that you can insert. There we go. Now it's going to keep all the Ventium dust in this ender chest, and it's going to craft it when it, you know, as soon as we get essence. So eventually, I mean, I'll probably end up upgrading this, have a crafter tier 3, crafting different things, and keeping probably drawers filled and all that stuff. But this seems to be the way that we're going to have to do it because the exporter will not craft intelligently. I don't know if the storage bus would, but I doubt it. I don't know. I'll probably play around with that in the test world. I'm not going to make a bunch of stuff in here to see if it'll work. But anyways, now we've got Ventium dust and we've got elevators. Now, I know it's about wrapping up point. I did want to get creosote set up, but I don't think we've got time. By the way, I made this because I was making some clay. But I'll tell you what we're going to do real quick is let's dive just once more into Ars Magica. I know we're not doing quests right now, but that's fine because there's other things that I need. I want to get the... is it the Essence Refiner? I believe it's the Essence Refiner. Yes, Essence Refiner. That is what I want. So the Essence Refiner... you can tell it's been a little while since I've done this stuff. Since I've done Ars Magica in general. But we're going to need to get ourselves some of this arcane ash. This is just arcane compound that's smelted. It's just redstone, glowstone. Netherrack I may actually have to go get. Okay, so now we can get that. There's our arcane compound. I'll go in a bit and go mine up the nether, but because I got to get more for nether bricks. But Alright, so now we just need to smelt this stuff. We'll throw it in there. There's 2 arcane ash. And then we should be good to get our essence refiner. There we go. Okay, and the air essence, this stuff requires 2 feathers, an arcane ash, and tarma root, which I've been grabbing tarma root as I spot it. It generally grows underground, but I knew that we were going to need a bit of it. And then I'm going to grab these feathers. Now this essence refiner does require power, Ars Magica power. So we'll just pop down here for right now because I don't have an obelisk set up there. We'll put our essence refiner here. We'll go ahead and link that up. Then we can throw in our feathers here, tarma root, and our... Did I put that arcane compound up? Are you serious? Now you can see right now it's not even burning Ventium dust. So, if that tells you anything, we're not going to be using all that much. So anyways, you can see that it's running. It's got this little effect going. And there we go. We got our first air essence. Alright. Or our first crafted air essence. And then what we can do to make the slipstream generator, it's just witchwood logs, feathers, and air essence for that. So we'll head on back up here. I mean, I'll have to get some more of that arcane compound. It's actually not bad if you're not out of netherrack. Slipstream generator, there we go. And then I can grab another, another obelisk. I'm going to need Ventium dust. Which before long, this stuff is going to be backed up. It's not going to be a problem. What I'm probably going to do is have this crafter... Basically, I'm probably going to upgrade to a crafter tier 3. And each crafter is going to cover all of our, 8 different essences. Those crafters are going to feed into a drawer system for storage of these items. And then excess storage will go into a drawer system for essences. But basically we'll have drawers storing the essences as well as storing the finished products. So that way we have like a good surplus backed up and everything of those. But yeah, so I know it's about wrapping up point. I do believe that we're going to end it out here. Next episode, we're going to begin with the creosote setup. That's my first goal. I will say that's only going to take about 5-10 minutes probably. We'll get this room here set up. I love this elevator because I can just I can be traveling and I can just stop. And if you hold shift, even if you look down, you can stop. So I can just float up here if I'm looking at a room and just kind of look around, say, okay, I want that here, and so on. It's going to be great. I love these elevators. That's one thing. It's funny because that's one of the biggest things I think I miss the most about Ars Magica is slipstream generators. But yeah, we're going to start with creosote setup. We're going to do some auto processing next episode because this room should be all set up. And yeah, we've got a bunch of projects we're working on. My main 3 goals for next episode is creosote and steel setup, get that done. And then I'd like to get into a bit more refined storage, do some auto processing, and work in this room a little bit. And then I want to start IC2 next episode. And we'll get rubber farming going and all that stuff. That's our goal for next episode. Also, as far as scheduling goes, the next episode of Craft of the Titans should be out on Saturday. So, should be back on track and everything. And still have the 3 episodes for the week due to that. The next build video will probably be out on Saturday as well. It may even be out as early as Friday. It just depends on how much time I have because I've still got a bit of recording to do for IC2 Classic. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'll also say that if we have time next episode, if we get the things I want to get done, we may turn our attention towards actually farming, or at least killing the wither. Also, I plan to maybe use that uncommon rune next episode. I'm still kind of sitting on it because there's nothing I need, like a pressing thing that I need right this second, but I'm sitting on that right now, so we'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys join me for next episode. Until then, as always, do take care. Stay safe. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week and a wonderful weekend and everything. And I will see you guys hopefully on Saturday.